So you've got potential clients interested in your services, and now it's time to close the deal. Many HR consultants feel uncomfortable when it comes to sales, and trust me, I know that feeling firsthand. But here's the thing, it's not about providing a hard sell. It's really about educating people on the services you provide and trying to find out if you can add value to their business. If they really don't need you, don't sell them. But when you clearly see how you can help protect a company, reduce their headaches, or strengthen their team, that's when a sale makes sense. The good news, sales doesn't have to feel pushy or complicated. It's about recognizing the needs of your clients and communicating the value that you bring. In this video, we'll break down pricing models, sales strategies, and how to optimize your sales funnel. If you're just getting started, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. There are a few different time-tested pricing models that you can use for selling your services. Here are the 3 most common pricing structures for HR consultants. Hourly pricing is ideal for short-term projects where the scope is variable. It offers flexibility for you and the client. When I actually first got started, I was using hourly pricing. It's an easy win-win when you're getting started because you always know you're making money, and that's worthwhile. And also, the client feels like they're only paying for exactly what they need. Just a reminder though, there are only so many hours in the day, so hourly pricing will inevitably cap your earning potential. It can also lead your clients to focus more on time rather than the outcomes you deliver. Flat fee pricing is great for well-defined projects like policy creation or compliance audits. Plus, clients generally prefer to know the cost up front. This is a great program when you're experienced enough to price things correctly. The thing to watch out here for is scope creep, when you underestimate how involved a project can be. Let's say you agree to create an employee handbook for a new client, but after 5 revisions, you've now ended up spending more than double the amount of time you initially budgeted for this project. At a certain point, you just start losing money. If you plan to use flat fee pricing, make sure you're very clear about what exactly is included in the project, such as limit on how many policies or revisions. For example, this may sound like an employee handbook costs $600. This includes 2 revisions, and each additional revision is billed at $100. When you're using flat fee pricing, having a monetization strategy for scope creep will prevent you from losing money if the project grows. Lastly, there's retainer pricing. This price model is best for long-term client relationships and ongoing support. So what does it look like? A client initially reaches out for ongoing HR support, and you both agree on a retainer model where they pay a monthly retainer of, say, $5,000 for up to 20 hours of your time each month. They're essentially reserving your time in advance. One of the best things about this pricing model is that it offers you steady and predictable income, which is key for growing your business. Something you should know about retainer pricing is that it can be harder to sell new clients on a recurring monthly fee without proven results. So you may need to work up to this by building relationships using the other pricing models. Full transparency, I only work with clients on retainer because it's so much more predictable from a revenue perspective. But it took a while, with a significant amount of time and experience to help set expectations early with clients on what they'd get. Retainers can feel like a black box to clients, so tracking how the retainer is used, properly estimating how long things should take, and providing a way for clients to be flexible in that format has been really key for us. Choosing the best pricing model generally depends on the types of clients you serve and what you want your business to look like. The silver lining here is that you don't need to make a decision today. As you get started, you can take a blended approach. For example, maybe you have a few retainer clients with a handful of fixed fee projects sprinkled in. This will help you figure out which pricing model is best for how you do business and what your clients are willing to pay for. Whatever pricing model you choose, set a price and stick to it with each client. Avoid offering discounts. You'll set the expectation that you're willing to work for less. If you're just starting out and need to charge a bit less to stay competitive, that's okay. Just be consistent with your pricing structure. You can always raise your rates for future clients, but maintaining consistency now will make your billing process more scalable in the long run. Great. Now you're ready to start making sales. A structured sales funnel helps you turn prospects into paying clients. Here's how. At the very top of your sales funnel is where you source leads. This could be your marketing content or cold outreach. Ideally, you should have multiple lead funnels to have a healthy pipeline. Most successful businesses have likely 1 to 2 main lead funnels with a couple other smaller funnels. On top of that, they're always testing to find another reliable lead source. When a prospective client engages with one of your marketing channels, they are now a lead, and it's up to you to nurture that potential relationship. You can share valuable resources or send personalized follow-ups to build trust. The goal is to stay present on their mind and guide them to the next part of your sales funnel. For example, when I have first contact with a lead, I call them, leave a message, and follow up with an email that very first day. Same thing the next day. For the next 4 to 5 days, I call, and if I don't get an answer, I don't leave a message, but I send another email now that it's been 4 to 5 days since my last email. From there, I'll send another follow-up email a week later. After 2 weeks, if I still haven't heard anything, I'll add them to my automated drip campaign of 1 email per month. A discovery call is your first call with a potential client. It's an opportunity for you to get to know your potential client, their business, and their needs. During this time, ask questions and really understand their pain points before proposing a solution. They should be talking more than you on this call. When you're on the call, you should share your services and how you can help them solve their problem, but don't make a hard sell. I never expect someone to make a decision to move forward on the first call because I know they're also interviewing other professionals at this point too. Here's a pro tip. Try to find a way to give away free advice on this call. I know when I've done this, the person will remember feeling I've added value for them right away. One last thing, confirm the next follow-up while you're on this call. This will give you a clear next step when you're going to talk again. By this point, your lead has now worked their way through most of your sales funnel, and it's time to close the deal. If you've taken the time to do a discovery call, you can provide the client with a thoughtful proposition. For example, during a call, you mentioned that your business was struggling with X and Y. In my experience, these issues can take several months to address. Based on your goals to complete XYZ within the next 6 months, for a business of your size, I recommend a $5,000 retainer for 20 hours of work each month. In this example, I reiterated where the client was experiencing the most pain, and I tied my pricing to achieving results within the timeline that would address those concerns. This is a much more compelling way to sell your services. Don't be surprised if your client needs to take some time to think about your offer or get buy-in from other stakeholders. In the meantime, don't let the relationship fizzle. Be sure to follow up on these conversations. It's super important. Here's what follow-up can look like. Hi, Richard. I wanted to follow up on our last conversation. Employee retention issues are incredibly common within the food and beverage industry, and I'm looking forward to helping you address them. In the meantime, here's a case study on how I helped Acme Company fix the retention issues in 4 months. Let me know if you're ready to get started or if you'd like to schedule another call. A message like this ensures that you stay top of mind for your prospective client while also providing them with valuable content showcasing the kind of results that you can help them achieve. You may need to follow up a few times before they give you the green light to get started, so plan a few different follow-up strategies in your back pocket. Once you have your sales funnel up and running, it's important to be on the lookout for how to improve. The best place to start is to determine where your leads are dropping off in your funnel. Track all of your leads, every touch point, call notes, and dates for follow-up. By tracking this data, you'll be able to see patterns for improvement. Here's an example. Maybe you notice that only 2% of your leads are scheduling discovery calls. This could point to one of 2 things. Either the leads aren't that great, this is more of a marketing problem, but definitely one that should be addressed. Or maybe you aren't nurturing your leads properly, so they aren't taking that next step with you and booking a call. Let's look at another example. Imagine you have a healthy number of interested leads and they're booking discovery calls with you. But once you make an offer, your leads aren't converting into paying customers. This one is trickier, but let's break it down a bit. Your discovery calls may need to do a better job of uncovering pain. You may need to work on your sales pitch or adjust your pricing. Or maybe your follow-up strategy needs a little work. The important thing to remember here is that things are going to go wrong, and you'll need to pivot to improve. When you've lost a lead, follow up and ask them why they decided to go another way. Not everyone will answer you, which is okay, but the few that do will provide invaluable insight on how you can improve. Systematically keeping track of your leads and how they move through your sales funnel will help you identify the areas that need attention. How you fix them is up to you. To wrap up, Select a pricing model that works for how you do business, get your sales funnel up and running, and be on the lookout for areas where you can improve. Now that you've learned how to sell and close clients, let's talk about how to manage and grow those relationships in the next video. See you there.